So we have a very special guest here. Occasionally, I don't like to. I like to go outside of the world of comedy, which is a great intro for someone. This is author of God Is Not Great, and he is also a writer for Vanity Fair. And I want to welcome to the show Christopher Hitchens. Hello.
Yes, thank you. Despite that rather trite and fatuous introduction, I would be remiss if I were not to express my gratitude for being invited on the program today, so thank you for having me, Scott, as well.
You're welcome. So now, why are you here? I know you have a new book coming out. That's coming out in the spring.
Yes, the new book is actually due to come out within the week. It is called Breaking Hearts, How the Myth of St. Valentine is Destroying the Whole of Western Civilization.
Oh, well, that's very topical. I'm glad that it's coming out this week, as Valentine's Day is in 2 days.
Seems like the book would be late. Like, it should be sooner than that. Like, maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago would have been a good time to put that out.
I thank you for your expertise in the publishing world, but I do find myself to be rather a more trustworthy authority on the matter of publishing books. Thank you.
He is grouchy.
You're welcome.
You took that seriously. That's real nice. So, what is the book about? It's about. It seems to me like it's about Valentine's Day.
It is about confronting, Scott, the most dangerous threat to Western civilization, the most perilous threat that we face, indeed, since that of the completely fraudulent work of Mother Teresa. I
think I know where this is going. Is this? Are you mad at Gary Marshall? Director of Valentine's Day.
If I may, to make a very important point, Valentine, not only the film, the most recent incarnation, the picture by Gary Marshall, but the holiday itself, so called, is a celebration of stupidity. That trait of a martyr which allows himself to be stumbled into a prison and be slaughtered simply for a blind love of someone. It is a perversion of our human instinct towards sexuality and reproduction, and I think it is an assault on everything that is indeed human.
Wow, I mean, a lot of people really enjoy Valentine's Day. I know that you know. I mean, it's a chance for you to get with the one or the people that you love and express your feelings for them. A lot of times people don't do that enough during the year, and so it kind of reminds everyone that, that's what it's all about, is the human connection between us all. Wouldn't you say? Don't you agree?
If you were a cretin or a dullard, yes, I would say.
I don't know if there's really room for name-calling here. I mean, I guess you were saying if I were.
Can you say cretin on the air?
Could someone be one of those? Could someone be a cretin or a dullard and not be the other one?
Well, yes, I would call you a dullard, but certainly not a cretin.
Oh, okay.
You've been called
That's
that before,
pretty nice.
haven't you? I mean, cretin is kind of hard. I mean, you would admit that you're, somewhat of a dullard, right, Doug?
Yes, partial cretin.
So what is your problem with Valentine's Day? I mean, I know you've explained it.
I still don't get
Yes,
it.
if I may begin again from the very beginning.
Okay.
I would point out the very important point that Valentine is a celebration of love mispraised, love directed towards one's enemies, which is the
Towards one's enemies?
Yes, which is a sort of Christian perversion. The last person on the earth that we should be loving is our enemy. Valentinus, the myth of St. Valentine's, although there are 3 to 4 separate myths of St. Valentine's that have all been conflated, the most prominent myth of St. Valentine has him loving his Roman captors to the point where he is expressing his love, even unto the point of his execution at their hands. And this is such a misdirection, sort of perversion of love. Love, as properly evolved, ought to be expressed through savage acts of sexuality.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
And the expression of the giving of cards to 4-year-old girls, the giving of
4-year-olds.
The giving of candies. If I may continue, I did not interrupt your so-called joke set, Mr. Whittles.
That is true. I prefer you hang back.
if the giving of candies to a young toddler or to express human love, then we have, as a species, rendered ourselves altogether useless and
let me
redundant.
just ask you. You say that Valentine's Day should be about savagely, sexually attacking someone?
From an evolutionary point of view, which is the only rational point of view, I will remind you, Scott, we are descended from chimps.
I'm not a creationist by any means, but
right.
I don't think that one should go around sexual felony assaulting
Well,
people.
congratulations that you're no longer spinning on the merry-go-round, but it may take you some time to stop being dizzy. There is a cultural influence from Christianity that has us believe in loves in a sort of cuddly terms, whereas love truly is an act of the furtherance of the species, you see. And when you love something, you should grab it, and you should force yourself upon it, the way that our ancestors have for centuries, for millennia, indeed.
I think Sting said that. So what your idea of Valentine's Day is that we're walking around giving cards to 4-year-old girls? Is it? Did I hear you mention something about that?
That is one of the Triton sort of imbecilic myths and traditions that has arisen from St. Valentine's.
So are you suggesting that we get rid of Valentine's Day? Or
yes, of course.
Or would you rather that it's a day where people...
The general thrust of my oeuvre is that we should get rid of any holiday and any celebration besides just simply the celebration...
Really?
Yes, the celebration of the human species as descended from primate ancestors.
So we have President's Day coming up, which is right next to Valentine's Day, which I think is a little too soon, honestly, because, it's really hard to switch gears. But are you saying that we get away from President's Day?
Yes, I think that President's Day is an affront to civilization on the level of the Nazi blitzkrieg.
Wait a minute. Now, hold on. As far as I know, that it's just us celebrating the fact that George Washington and Abe Lincoln were such good friends and decided to be president together.
That perhaps would be what the apologists for those two, may I remind you, politicians...
They decided to be co-presidents for the first 12 years of America, and that this is a celebration of that.
These people, that we have a day elevating them to the status of a mythical creature, is reminiscent of the Romans, actually, who used to celebrate their dead emperors as gods. If we want to participate in apotheosis, I suggest that we could go to any primitive culture still in existence today. If we wish to evolve further, we need to remind ourselves that our presidents are dead, if necessary by digging up their bodies to prove it.
You suggest that we exhume... I don't even know if we know where any of them are buried. I think they were buried in secret graves back in the 17 and 1800s.
I know of a tomb or two.
It's not a tumor.
Avadar.
What happened to you, Mr. Hitchens, if I may be so bold as to ask? I mean, you used to celebrate Valentine's Day, did you not?
Well, of course, we were all we were all propagandized to celebrate this dangerous holiday. And I alone have awoken up.
At what point in your life did you wake up?
Lifted the veil of Maya at the age of 24.
What happened at the age of 24?
Well, throughout my life, I was a skeptic, and I always questioned the validity of Valentine's Day. And by the age of 24, it was when I first thrust it into the dustbin where it belongs.
What happened that year? I mean, if I can get kind of
I had been engaged to be wed, and
what happened?
Did you guys get married?
Well, no, we did not. This is not supposed to be a discussion of my personal life.
But I'm just
my evolution as an author.
I'm just curious as to your background. I think it's valid. It's valid. Because, I mean, what did she do to you?
Scott, there is a pernicious myth that someone questioning Valentine's Day is himself heartbroken. And I assure you, I do not have problems bedding a woman whenever I want. That is because women are weak. Women are evolved to be attracted to someone mentally fit and sharp as I am. And they are not funny. Women are not funny. And I do have a tremendous wit that they find attractive. And I find attractive the horseshoe statue look of their teeth in submission to my wit, as I see their heads rear back when a proper barb is delivered